What is Spring Cloud Gateway? Spring Cloud Gateway is a modern, lightweight API gateway built right on top of the Spring ecosystem. In simple terms, it's the front door to your microservices architecture. Instead of letting clients talk to your individual services like the user service, product service, or order service, you route all external requests through one central point, the API gateway. The gateway takes care of routing. It handles authentication, load balancing, logging, and even rate limiting. Why does this matter? Because in a real microservices system, you might have dozens of small services running behind the scenes. Letting every client connect directly to each service creates chaos, both in terms of security and maintenance. Spring Cloud Gateway helps clean that up by acting as a reverse proxy. The client only talks to the gateway, and the gateway takes care of talking to the services. Now let's walk through a real example, an e-commerce application. Imagine your system has a few key services: a user service that handles login and registration, a product service that displays your product catalog, and an order service that processes purchases. Without a gateway, the front end would need to connect to all three of those services directly. It would need to know each service's IP address or port. It would have to send the right headers and maybe even manage its own load balancing. That's complex and honestly not secure. With Spring Cloud Gateway in place, everything changes. Now all front-end requests go through a single endpoint. That's the only address your client ever needs to know. Let's say a customer wants to browse products. The front end sends a GET request to /API/products. Spring Cloud Gateway receives that request, checks its routing rules, and forwards it to the product service. Next, the customer logs in. The front end sends a POST request to /API/auth/login. The gateway intercepts it and routes it to the user service. Once the user is authenticated, they place an order. The front end sends a POST request to /API/orders. This time the gateway first checks the token to make sure the user is authorized. If the token is valid, it forwards the request to the order service. At the same time, the gateway can apply filters. It might log the request, limit how many orders a user can place per minute, or attach custom headers for debugging and tracing. And here's the best part. All of this is done with configuration. You define your routes, you define your filters. Spring Cloud Gateway does the rest. You don't have to change the internal services. If you want to add rate limiting, apply it globally at the gateway level. Want to add CORS headers? Add a filter? Need logging or tracing? Done. You centralize everything without touching the actual business logic. And Spring Cloud Gateway works beautifully with service discovery tools like Eureka. That means services can register themselves dynamically, and the gateway can still route requests correctly even if a service moves or scales up. To wrap this up, Spring Cloud Gateway is much more than just a router. It's the smart traffic controller between your front end and your back end. It gives you a clean, centralized way to manage requests, apply policies, and handle cross-cutting concerns like authentication, monitoring, and throttling. If you are running microservices, Spring Cloud Gateway isn't just helpful, it's essential. It reduces complexity, it improves performance, and it gives you full visibility and control, all in one place.